Hello, honorable members of the clan. So, guys, you have been asking me to do a reaction regarding the is it Newsroom Africa? I don't know if it was an analogy or commentary or something where Sfiso Meyiwa was a guest and they asked him some few questions regarding the Senzo Meyiwa unaliving trial. How do they feel as a family, himself? And then he delved into talking about Geninda being a pathological liar, that the man is a liar. Now we must not forget that Sfiso Meyiwa is the brother of Senzo. And if the family themselves are saying, no, no, the state is making a fool of us as a family and also making a fool of South Africans. Remember, the state represents us as the people of South Africa, right? Including the Meyiwa family, even though the crime is committed against the state, not necessarily against the family. That is why it is state versus X, right? So I think in America they call it the people versus because it is the people. The crime was committed against the people type of situation. Now, if the family, the who are now, I believe, have become concerned and seeking justice, loved ones to now victims of the state. That is just my opinion. I mean, you can hear it in Sfiso Meyiwa's voice. Number one, if you listen to him, he comes to an acceptance that this might not lead to justice. At some point, I did mention this and I did apologize to the Meyiwas of the way I am seeing things, that I don't think justice is going to be served in this matter because the correct people are being covered for, and the wrongful arrested and maliciously being prosecuted and wrongfully so are the ones that are in the dock, and the investigating officer who actually said, oh well, these five people would not be in here if it wasn't for Kelly Kumalo, who is the mastermind. And yet with all that knowledge, which sounds to me defeating the ends of justice, whether by the lead investigator or the MPA. Because the question is, why is Kelly Kumalo not accused number 6 if the state itself feels that indeed she is the mastermind in all of this? How is it fair on these 5 accused people on this matter when the mastermind is roaming the streets? I don't know how true this is, but I heard rumors that she got married over the weekend. I don't know how true that is. Allegedly, she got married in a private wedding. I don't know. Again, I don't know how true this is. I have not seen any reports of her getting married, but there's some people who are saying that she got married. So this is the type of situation that Meyiwa, Sfiso Meyiwa is talking about, that they're living like kings and queens, free to do whatever they want. Why? Because he believes there's a cover up to protect the real shooter. I did see that this time around he did not specifically want to mention who is the person that pulled the trigger. The reason being is because there are also developments that are happening that are surfacing from the ground up because of advocate or former advocate therefore who was in prison together with one of the people that were in the house on the 26th of October 2014 in Sun City, or is it Johannesburg prison, and allegedly made some admissions in a form of an affidavit, right? So now he's like, okay, previously, this is what I believe because of the phone call that came through from Tumelo Madlala allegedly to Mr. Hlophe allegedly, and Mr. Hlophe passed that message to the family that Senzo was accidentally unalived by Zandile's boyfriend. I'm assuming at this point, when the first time the gunshot went off, it went off, I think, by Longwe. But what happened thereafter, that is where it gets a little bit blurry. And I think this is why Sfiso Meyiwa is no longer directly saying who is the shooter of his brother. So he's going to leave that for the defense to basically find the truth. I believe in my heart of heart that when Mr. Mngomezulu, while he was busy awaiting his turn to cross-examine, I believe he had all the answers. Somebody must have said something to Mr. Mngomezulu, and I think in as much as he was ill, okay, let me not make any assumptions, but I think he had the answers to who is the real shooter and what really happened on the 26th of October 2014. And he was going to call that individual understand. Question is who? Is it Longotwala or is it somebody else? And that's just my belief. That's my belief. That's my suspicion and my opinion. Now, if you listen to Mr. Meyiwa, Sfiso Meyiwa, you can actually tell that he feels defeated. Why he feels defeated is because the state is powerful. And the state is sitting on its ears regarding the cry of the family who are saying, you got the wrong people. And on top of that, not only did you get the wrong people, the prosecution, together with the lead investigator, are lying through their teeth on the stand. They are lying because somebody is being covered up for. Who are those people? As I've said in my previous videos before, obviously they are covering up for people that were not supposed to be in the scene in the first place. So all of these are allegations, of course, but you already know, according to the newspaper articles of the people that responded to the news that the South African Bafana Bafana national team goalkeeper has been shot and unalived. And then you had these big dogs that went to the crime scene. And now the question is, why did they go there? Right? And I've also learned that one of them, he is, I don't know if he's suing or is interdicting Patricia Mashale for speaking regarding this matter. I don't know. All allegations, guys, all allegations. But it's quite interesting that if this is actually happening to Patricia Mashale, we already know what attempts that have been thrown at Patricia Mashale. When she ran and went for hiding, that's because her life was in jeopardy after whistleblowing the corruption in the SAPS. And then when that failed, they tried to smear. These are allegations, but I think the second one has been proven to be a lie anyways, where they smeared charges against her and her husband, and those, of course, the court found to have been lies. And now they are still trying to shut her up, allegedly, with lawsuits from whomever it is, the person that is trying to sue her, basically to shut her up regarding why they were at the crime scene in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. It's a question that we also ought to know about, like why non-police officers and why top-notch officers and etc. and so on that were there, including an MEC for health, allegedly at the time. So all of this, he feels defeated because those people are not being called as witnesses. Those people are not being charged with defeating the ends of justice or whatever it is that the criminal justice system ought to look into as to why they were there. He feels defeated. He wants to say something, but he can't. I mean, listen to this.
Kinenda and Baloid are just playing with us. They're playing with our mind. There's no justice we're going to get. It's like the cases about those 5 accused. Those guys are innocent. As long as they are still there, they're still playing. We want the right people to be arrested.
And who are the right people, in your view, Sfiso?
Everyone was in the house for lying. One of them for shooting Senzo. Because one of the people and all of them, they lied, covering up.
So you believe that Senzo, you still believe that Senzo was shot by one of the 5 people that were in that house on that day?
I'm 100% sure. Kininda knows that, but he's lying. Mbalo knows that and he's lying too.
Who do you think it is that shot him?
I won't say that because we've got witnesses who are still going to come to court and testify. But I'm 100% sure. Even the passport Ngomez will reveal a lot of. But because they knew Ngomez was going to expose the state, they decided to kill him.
Why do you say that Gininda's lying, Mr. Meyiwa? I mean, this is the testimony that we heard over the past few weeks, if you will, from Gininda. Many have said is explosive, and you say the brigadier is lying. Why?
Hey, that man is a liar. He's an expert in lies. Even those Section 205, it's fabricated. That man Gininda, he stole a statement from Sipo Shop. That statement was saying that Senzo was shot by mistake. Even me, myself, they told me that Senzo has been shot. They didn't say that suspect came inside his house and shot him. I asked them, what happened? They said, no, he's lying. They didn't say some suspect came inside the house and shot Senzo. Kininda knows that. He stole the statement because he was covering up.
What do you say to the assertion, Mr. Meyiwa, that your brother 10 years ago was possibly killed as part of a hit that was planned? Do you believe that a hit was put out on your brother?
There's no hit. Those are all lies. Even that lady from Vodacom, she proved that there was no call. Now they are lying. They're saying it's WhatsApp calls. They're just making up stories. They're lying. There's nothing that placed those guys on scene. They said it was found there. That hit, you know what the evidence, yellow head, yellow head. The DNA of the head, hey, Jesus Christ. It came up, it showed, hey, Jesus.
This is a man who is defeated because of the power that the state hold, and him trying to say, hey guys, these are lies. Where are the people that were in the house? Because one of them is the one that unalived my brother. Why are you giving us people that are not supposed to even be in the dock in the first place? Which is a very good question. Now, not to cast aspersions or to cast shade or doubt any of the experts that were on the panel. However, I felt that the panel, I understand you got to sing for your bread. I understand that because some of them are in the legal field, others are commentators and things like that. And I understand that you need to toe a certain line, which for me has always been an issue because you are not going to give your all in your analysis and you're not going to give your all in your commentary. You are going to water down many things, including the public's behavior as well as belief about this entire situation. We are watered down. Our rage as well has been watered down, and I get it. I 100% get it. I felt like in that panel of analysts, there should have been an opponent, not even exactly an opponent, but somebody who sees it like it is, like Anton Harbour. I would have thought they would have also invited Anton Harbour, who has been very open about what is going on in the court of law. I believe many South Africans that are following this trial learned more from him than the other legal experts. And I'm not putting air quotes here as if they're not real, but it is when they give us this analogy, we are always left hanging. I always had the sense of, I'm in limbo. What exactly was this expert talking about? Because I don't understand what you were saying. And one of them even went as far as praising the journalists that are covering this matter. And the public doesn't feel like that they were in the same trial that we were watching because of the kind of reporting that they were. Even myself, at some point, I did point out, like, what is this journalist talking? Were you listening to the same trial we were listening to? But one of the experts in this particular show was very praiseful towards the journalists. And then I was like, and then the public or the public commentators were watered down, because don't credit them. Don't credit them for trying to find the real truth as to what happened on the 26th of October 2014. That is just my own analogy after watching the show. Guys, I've told you before that I don't watch news channels no more. I tried coming back, but then I realized things have not changed yet. And that is why I was unaware of this particular interview by News Africa. Newsroom Africa. You see, now I don't even know what they are called anymore. But I found those experts to be wanting. For me, they left me still hanging. I'm in limbo. I felt like if you had a dash of an opponent and probably start a real discussion. Because whenever you throw something that is not flowing with the river, but is going upstream, it does spark some kind of a conversation that we can also participate in. What conversation can we participate in what we heard from any of those experts that were being interviewed by Naledi? I'm sorry. For me, I was left in limbo, and I was not surprised either, because they still have to sing for their bread. They still have to. And I understand that 100%, and I respect their jobs, their titles, and their ambitions that they may have in the future. I don't know who are the powerful forces behind all of this. And they probably know, I don't know if they do, but they don't want to antagonize such a person or people that are behind all of this that is happening. I don't know, but it was giving that to me, if you ask me. And that's the part you guys wanted me to comment about. What were my feelings or my thoughts when it came to this particular interview? Do I think they need to do it again? No. Because if they do it again, it's not going to change the fact that the experts that are going to be called, they are still going to toe the line, which they should. Which they should if they are ambitious people. But a level of truth is also needed, because one of the experts even went as far as saying Judge Rada has been fair. My eyeballs almost fell on my desk when I heard that. I like, fair? Define fairness, because I would have loved him to have elaborated on the fairness. What type of fairness are you talking about? Are you talking about him favoring the state as far as we, the public, are concerned, and being hostile towards the defense? Is that the balance you're talking about? Because that's not balancing to me. The scale is like this. It's in favor of the state, from my observations. So those are the things that I felt like, gosh, I regret. I know I respect you guys. When you ask me to do something, I go and look into it. However, by the end of the 40 minutes, I was so regretful. Like, my goodness, why did I really waste my time with this interview? The only thing that was valuable to me was what Meyiwa said in the beginning, because this is exactly how the public feel as well. The Meyiwa family, together with the public, this is how they feel. I also felt a little bit patronized if I was the Meyiwa family, where Naledi asked, shouldn't the, I'm paraphrasing it, shouldn't the family be sat down and explained how the legal system works? And how that was responded to, I felt patronized. Like, no, let's go and convince them that this is how the law works. Even though these 5 people may be innocent, but we still have to continue prosecuting them. That's called malicious prosecution, in my opinion. So you want to convince the victim's family, who are now victims of the South African justice system, to accept a lie and go with it because it's the right thing to do. Maybe I misunderstood the fella. Maybe I totally misunderstood. That is why I feel like Anton Harbour should have been one of the panelists. Balance this mother thing so that we can get to engage it. What is there to engage? There's nothing to engage. Because people are withholding themselves regarding how they think, how they feel, and what they've observed in this trial. Maybe some of them didn't even watch. They were depending on what do you call this, public opinion, as well as some expert commentary. I don't know, guys. For me, it was a total waste of time. Total waste of time. And I still feel very bad for the Meyiwa family because they are still being made fools of. Total fools of. And you can tell in Sfiso Meyiwa's voice that in as much as they are being hopeful, but they also feel defeated. So much defeated that the mother no longer even watches the trial because she refuses to be made a fool of. It's like losing her son every single day when the state calls another liar on the stand. What mother can stomach all of that? None. Not even Makumalo herself. If this had happened to one of her daughters, she wouldn't stomach this. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts when it comes to the so-called interview. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry, Naledi, love you, but no. It wasn't it. It missed the mark, and it didn't hit the spot, unfortunately. Maybe with me, other people probably they understood and they were satisfied. I'm still in limbo. I don't even know what your experts were talking about. Either guys, please don't leave this video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I thought we were gonna be on a break with the Senzo, but it looks like there's more that we need to talk about. Maybe if you guys want me to break down the analogy itself from those panelists, let me know so I can tell you what my thoughts are with individual analogy of those panelists. I don't know, but I feel like Anton Harbour is not there for whatever reason. I mean, you and I can only guess and speculate because he was no longer called as one of the commentators at the end of the day. At the end of the trial day, he used to be called. Now, where is he? What does this news station know that we don't know? That's why it's leaving all of us. Either guys, let me say goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Ciao.
Hey, Jesus Christ. It came up, it showed. Hey, Jesus. I'm not sure. No, I mustn't say this for now. But the DNA of the pet. Iveza omunye umuntu. Banamanga. Untanzi bathi wayifaka icontrol. Wakiwa kudokotela, they went to the doctor and the doctor proved that intanzi akazalifaka izinyo. Ayikho into babeka ku-crime scene labantu. Kwathiwa benza ama-confessions. Ama-confessions bashawa benza ama-confessions. Ayikho yonke le nto.
Because, Mr. Meyiwa, there's been a lot of talk about the cell phone data. I mean, for instance, we heard from the Vodacom forensic expert that a SIM swap was done on your brother's phone the day after he died. I'm keen to hear whether you believe that. Do you believe that there is, I mean, there's been testimony as well about a trail of some communication between Senzo's former girlfriend, Kelly Khumalo, allegedly with some of the accused. I mean, do you believe that?
No, I don't believe that. Even the lady from Vodacom, she proved that Senzo, that call that they saying Senzo, that call that they are saying Kelly made talking with one of the accused. She proved that one of the calls she was talking to Senzo, but they removed Senzo's number and put another number.
And what about the fact that from those that were in the house, there certainly was a testimony around, for instance, Kelly Khumalo, your brother's former girlfriend, the many cell phone numbers that she did have that were not initially declared to investigators, allegedly. What do you make of that? Do you think that that is evidence that is not consequential?
They're just making it up.
What do you want to see? What do you want to see? Because, you know, the case will proceed again in January. For you to say that 2025 is a year that shows some light for the Meyiwa family, what is it that you want to see?
I want to see those 5 guys being released. Even Baloyi, I don't want Baloyi there because Baloyi is working with Kininda. You know, let me tell you something. There are some people who were with the authority from Baloyi. Those people were called to come to court, to the magistrate. I know 2 of them, to do a confession that they killed Senzo. And those 2 guys I'm talking about, they are not amongst those 5. Baloyi knows that. He knows that. They are playing with you. They are just lying for but South Africa manga. Banamanga labantu. Baphela abantu benza ama confession. Laba abangekho. Omunye bambiza bathi wayihamba no accused number 3. Wathi lo muntu angimazi accused number 3. Angimazi ukumazi bamkhomba ngesibhambo bazomdubula. Wathi lo muntu angimazi lo muntu. Ngathi asivula icala kulo muntu wathi asaba. Hayibo. Hey, badlala ngani labantu? Labantu lying. Kininda is a liar. Baloyi is a liar. He lied in front of the court of law. What you talk case 375 akawazi angazi nini eKambamanga ebe wawunikezwa wahlala ke more than 6 months eKambamanga.
Okay. Mr. Meyiwa, I want to release you, but I think one last question. How's the family dealing? I mean, when you speak to your siblings, your mother about, what has transpired over 2024, does the family feel that they're getting closer? What's the feeling like in the family? Because I can imagine also the exhaustion of this, watching the trial as it unfolds, the expectation that should I be in court, and difficult because your lives must also continue and you cannot necessarily sit in the courtrooms. Talk to me about the difficulty that the family goes through watching all of this unfold.
It's very difficult, especially to my mother. She has decided not to watch the case at all. She doesn't watch it. To send those kids, it's very difficult because the insurance did not pay because the case is still in court. One of Senzo's kids, Mandisa's daughter, she's in a special school. She's paying a lot of money there, but her daddy's money is not paid. It's difficult, especially for the kids.
Yeah. Mr. Meyiwa, we really do appreciate your time. Thank you so much.